Almost 10 years ago, on February 29, 2016, Mojang released one of the most, if not the most controversial updates in Minecraft's history, the Combat Update. 3 years later, Mojang kinda started updating the combat system once again, releasing 9 snapshots in total, containing many cool changes in the combat system as well as quality of life ones, and they abandoned it. Which left many people wondering, will there ever be a combat update again, and if yes, then what will it look like? Because Minecraft's combat obviously has many ways to improve, but no one at Mojang actually ever thought of this update ever again since then. But considering that combat update is that kind of update that can actually be implemented into game drops, as it isn't that massive, we can actually expect it in the upcoming years, but one question still remains. What would a combat update actually look like if Mojang would ever consider it? You all are probably used to cooldowns. Depending on your weapon, it has its own cooldown. Some weapons have short ones while the others have a very long one. Well, forget about it, as Mojang planned to do a complete overhaul of this system, and here's what it would look like. First of all, you can now just spam click by simply holding the attack button. I'm wondering where that came from. On top of that, the weapons can now kill entities much faster, and that is because this bar, which normally shows you if your hit is gonna be strong or not, is now there to show if you are ready to hit from a further range instead, which means you either spam click but you can only hit from a close range, or you wait before every hit and then you can attack from a further range. That's right, you can now spam click just like in the old versions. Almost. Some of the weapons and tools would have also received a new range stat that indicates the furthest distance from which you can hit. Axes have 2.5 blocks while hoes and tridents have 3.5. However, with the addition of spam clicking, it means that all of the strong weapons have to be nerfed by a little, including shields, which now have a smaller defense range, and for some reason they added a crouch to shield feature straight from the Bedrock edition. Not sure why they just couldn't add the right clicking option to Bedrock edition instead, as nowadays in the mobile version of Bedrock, the player normally has more buttons, so it shouldn't be that hard, Mojang. And swords have lost their main feature from 1.9 and above, the sweeping mechanic, which now is an enchantment that needs to be applied to a sword in order for it to work. And there are many more changes in these combat as snapshots. I was genuinely surprised while I was looking at these changes and writing my script, but since this video is about combat, I had to cut it down. Also because I don't want to make longer videos at the moment, as I need to focus on school a lot right now, and combining school and YouTube isn't always easy for me, so please subscribe. Anyways, now let me ask you a question. Have you noticed something outstanding in all of these changes mentioned? Mojang was constantly aiming to try to fill the gap between Java and Bedrock edition. Now think about it. Shield crouching, spam clicking by holding, or overall spam clicking being almost as good as in the old versions again. This means that if we really want a combat update to be a thing, we need to firstly consider how it can become a thing that can be as close as possible to Bedrock edition in the first place. So how could it realistically look like then? Here are my personal thoughts and wishes. In my opinion, nerfing all of the weapons by a little in order to bring spam clicking back is actually a good idea, again if we consider making a single and familiar combat system for Minecraft Bedrock and Java edition. But the way it could work better is that the faster you click, the less reach your player would have, and if you click while having a bit of delay, would give you a better reach. And just as with the sweeping mechanic, I think it would be more suitable for the damage thing to be an enchantment too, which means in order to deal more damage, if you want to wait for this bar to fill up, you have to enchant your sword, and that way if Bedrock and Java would ever receive the same combat system update, in my opinion, splitting these mechanics into enchantment would be pretty much a good idea. Again, I'm speaking as if Mojang would ever consider adding the same combat system for both of the versions, and I would also unlock the option for right-clicking shield for the Bedrock edition as well, because even mobile players have a handful of buttons too, so it shouldn't be that hard in my opinion. And all of the things that I just mentioned are only the main and most noticeable changes in these snapshots. So if I would work at Mojang, I would personally consider these changes in the first place. Although not all the changes in these snapshots are necessarily that good, it is really a mystery why Mojang just abandoned this version, as they have actually made a lot of progress in them. But whether these snapshots will become reality or not is only a matter of time. And the last thing that will be cool to change is this white subscribe button to gray. Also, if you are looking for an affordable Minecraft server, then check out lagless.gg and use my code NNH for 25% off. And remember, you are worthy and you matter. Love yourself, and I wish you an amazing rest of your day. subscribe.